What's the matter? You guys aren't sick of me yet? Haha, welcome to another action figure review, specifically Walking Dead review. This is a McFarlane Series 3 Walking Dead action figure review. This is the Autopsy zombie. Not really an autopsy so much as disembowel zombie, but they called him Autopsy zombie. Not autistic zombie, Autopsy. Yeah. Okay. Now, in the previous episode, I reviewed a walker. One before that, I reviewed a walker. One before that, I reviewed a walker, and then a lurker before that. Actually, one after the lurker was the roamer, but that doesn't matter. This is now. Okay. Now, I gotta say, this is another good zombie. I've complained about one zombie so far, but the rest are pretty good that I've reviewed so far. And this one is also going to be included in that list. I'm going to start by showing you immediately what it's got. It's Autopsy. Now, it came with really tiny accessories. One was a knife that you jam in this tiny little hole here. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. My zoom doesn't work too well. Come on, camera. You can do it. I spent $80 so that you can do it. And you can't do it. Very disappointing. Anyway. Yep. So this comes out. This is pretty much the only, I guess, accessory that I have left. He came with a tiny little chewed up hand so that it could be like, it's Sophia's hand, which wasn't in the show. Okay, I don't think that classifies as a spoiler, and if you haven't seen the second series by now and you're watching a Walking Dead review, then you're not very bright. Anyway, he's got some really nice junky look in there. Oh, right, he also came with a beaver part, which was also really tiny. I have that somewhere, but not with this guy because I don't really have much room for displaying stuff. So it all goes into a box, and then that box gets tossed around and pieces go everywhere. I've got this one bag that I put a lot of stuff in, and that holds mainly a lot of the accessories, but that doesn't hold them all. And I lose every now and then. Lose a few, you know. But I'm going to put this back in. Well, let me give you a look first. It's got some glossy looking type blood in there. Not extremely glossy like the flu walker's blood, but let me get some light in there so we can see this. Yeah, it's just a deep recess there, and it's got blood and some guts and shreds. He's got pretty good articulation for a Walking Dead figure, especially considering, I guess, let's see. This guy here. Saving this guy for a complaint video. You might want to stick around for that at some point. But yeah, see, this guy's articulation, mainly in the arms, is just bonk. This guy here, though, he's got it going on. Not perfectly, like, the Flu Walker Zombie has the best articulation. I would put this guy somewhere in the middle there. He's not as good as the Lurker's articulation, but he's not as bad as the Bungee Gut Zombie. Bungee Gut Zombie is going to go down in history as the least favorite toy of any person on Earth. Not so much that it just sucks, but you would walk into a store to buy, let's say, a Rick figure or something, which was from the same series. You would find 5 Bungee Gut Zombies and maybe Herschel. No, Herschel was one of the rare ones. Abraham, that's it. Abraham was like one of the less rare. For some reason, Carol, that was a horrible figure, but she sold pretty well. Anyway, I'm off topic, let's move back. Rewinding it, here we go. The head has good articulation. It can go 360. Total Exorcist style. He got a little head pivot, maybe. And then can go up that much and down that much. Arm articulation is full spin here, yeah. And then his arms kind of go to sort of a 90-degree angle. Not quite. I suppose that would be like, what? I don't know. Don't ask me specifics about that. And then this arm does a full spin, but this one's more at a slant because he's sort of hunched. So it spins off to the side instead of, like, this one spins a little more towards straight up. Yeah. And then this one's got much better bending ability. This is definitely 90 degrees. And then it's got its ankles have articulation, believe it or not. But what I'm trying to say is his wrist is articulated and spins all the way around. That's it for this one. And then this one spins all the way around. Pretty much the same. This hand is a little kind of more flat, like it's clutching, which I don't like the look of it. It's a little too flat looking. I don't know if you can see that. To you it probably looks like the greatest thing on earth just because it's blurry. Anyway, this hand is more of an open, outreaching sort of grabbing for McDonald's hamburger bag, you know. I don't know. As for leg articulation, it can go up quite a bit, which the Flu Walker can't do this because he doesn't have, I'm going to call that hip articulation. But then again, this guy can't do any form of splits. That's what keeps him from being the most articulated. That and that these arms can only go up and not out to the side. That also sort of damages him. You're a bad figure for that. Anyway, as for the knees, they can, 90-degree angle, I'd definitely say. But, of course, the sitting down might be a little hard, probably just because of the thickness of his pants and stuff, and his jackets. His jacket is made out of a really hard plastic, sort of more so than any other jacket that's been on a figure so far. And that sort of, I guess it's not so much that as his legs just don't really bend down all the way. So he can sit though. To prove it, let's do the Jurassic Park vehicle test. As you know, they're in the same scale as Jurassic Park figures from the 90s. So if he can do the sit down test, then he can pass. Can he sit in it? He can sit in it. I tell you what, he's going to be driving all my vehicles from now on. He looks really comfortable in there. He's a comfortable driver. Unlike me. Anyway. Now that he's passed that test, let's go over the paint. The paint is magnificent. Except for it doesn't go back into these articulated parts. Sort of is a lighter blue there than the rest of his jeans. And like there. But everything else has got a nice dirty dark wash on it. The blood is nice and red, kind of dark red. The hair is really gritty. There's definitely a black wash in there, making it very realistic, I would say, yeah. The sculpt is good. Looks like the zombie from the episode. I don't know if you've seen the episode. That's the episode where Sophia gets lost. I believe that's episode 1, right? Yeah, episode 1 of season 2. Okay. Oh, by the way, spoilers, but if you haven't watched this second season yet, then what the heck is wrong with you? How could you watch the first season and not watch the second season immediately? And then, if so, why would you be looking at a toy review? Anyway, rambling off again. I do this a lot. Please forgive me. I barely even hold a candle to Solid Dave Snake or Mr. Evil Cheese, mainly because I can't keep myself focused. Like my camera. My camera is a good example of how I am. Anyway, now that I've gone over the paint, the articulation, and the overall look, I gotta mention, he looks to me like a teacher. Doesn't he look like a college teacher or something? Like, he's gonna be dictating to you, telling you how stupid you are, you know, giving you F's, and also eating your brains, just like a teacher. Just like a teacher. And also, zombies only eat brains if I suppose someone's fell and their brains were on the floor. They don't actually tend to crack skulls open, especially not walkers. Return of the Living Dead go watch Return of the Living Dead so that I can refer to that every time I'm talking about a zombie figure. Please. Okay? Alright. Uh-oh. Going over 10 minutes here. I'm going to speed this up. It's an awesome figure. I highly recommend it. This is from Series 3 of the figures, right after the one that came with the low-articulated Rick. Very disappointing. But then again, his head sculpt is really nice. Anyway, not reviewing that figure. I really like him, recommend him. If you liked this video, well then, subscribe, comment, like, share on whatever you want to share it. And then if you didn't like this video, then you can like it, comment, share, subscribe. Subscribe definitely. So just subscribe as many times as you can, and if you end up being the best subscriber I have, then thank you. Peace!